We've had an extremely brutal winter this year, and it's time to start getting things ready for spring planting. These beds were all covered with about 6 inches of straw over the winter to keep them from eroding and wearing down from all the rain and the snow. I've cleaned all that out, put it into the compost bin, and now I need to get some new compost in here and dug in and get ready to plant on these. The tomato cages were left up from last year, and the straw is still there. I'll just plant the tomatoes right through that straw. Over on this side, we have 3 barrels. These are cow lick barrels that I got for free, and they've been filled with compost, and then they were covered with straw for the winter. I'll have cantaloupe planted in these in the near future. About mid-May, we put out the cantaloupe, but they do extremely well here. This one needs some more compost added to it, but these were very productive last year, and I'm looking forward to it again this year. Over here we have the greenhouse. I'll go in there after a while and show you what's happening in there. It's been very productive all winter long, keeping us fed. And this is the other side of the beds, obviously. And along the far side over here, we have our rhubarb plants. These rhubarb plants are growing in fire rings, and fire rings filled with a mixture of compost and soil. And I put these up on the fire rings because our soil stays so damp here that rhubarb every year was getting crown rot and couldn't keep it. So I put them in fire rings. This is the, I think, 4th year of them being in a fire ring, and they've done extremely well. We harvest a lot of rhubarb out of here, and we even provide some to a local restaurant that likes to make rhubarb pie. I have a couple leftover rhubarb plants back here that I dug out. Those are Victoria rhubarb. I just left them there for the blooms. They're actually very beautiful in the spring when they bloom, and then I cut those out and just let them grow there. The rhubarb is bitter off of those and not as good. These plants up here are all Canadian red rhubarb, and it's a real sweet rhubarb. And looking forward to our first rhubarb pie. Go back around the greenhouse here, and we'll go out. These are magic lilies, also called resurrection lilies, growing here by the greenhouse. They have leaves in the spring, and then they die back, and then in the fall, actually it's a late summer, July, August, they send up the blooms. So right now they're just the greenery, and then they'll have blooms later. Back here is the compost bins. I took all the straw off those beds and filled up the left section of this compost bin with the straw, and I layered straw like a lasagna with composted cow manure from a local dairy herd and straw. So I put about 4 inches of straw and then 4 inches of cow manure, and then layered them, and that's composted. It's already down about 2 or 3 feet. These are my Jora JK 270 composters that I use for composting all kitchen waste. And in the back are 2 bigger bins. These are 12 foot long, and they have an arbor between them. And these need a lot of work on them. I just took straw a few days ago, and they really need some work on them to get them ready to plant. But I'll be planting onions and brassicas and sugar snap peas, a few other things back here. And then after those are gone, I'll plant the pole beans on these on this arbor. This is a bluebird house. There's 4 of them out here, and 2 of them actually have bluebirds in them. The 2 in the back over here have birds nesting in them. So this is all of the outside gardens that I have, and I'll wander off into the greenhouse now. I'm into the little greenhouse now. It's a 10-foot by 12-foot greenhouse. This has kept us fed all winter with fresh lettuce and spinach. We've got some bok choy here, about ready to harvest. I've got some burgundy broccoli growing in here. And then I've got some stray plants I just threw in to keep them in the soil that aren't worth anything. And then there's a new cucumber plant coming up. The old one is finished, and I took them out, put them in the composter, and started a new one. These were a couple pepper plants that I started back here. They're just getting going. But this has been a really productive garden bed this winter. It's the amount of lettuce and spinach we've gotten off of it is incredible. And the bok choy is a very fast-growing plant that we love to saute with sausage. It makes a delicious meal. On the side over here, we have our seeds started. These are burgundy broccoli plants that'll be going outside in a couple weeks. I have all my peppers started here. There's banana and bell and jalapeno peppers started. I have onions. There's 2 trays. I don't know if you can see them all, or in this one bin, and then there's another one over here. These on this side are the green spring onions. The ones over here are the sweet Spanish yellow onions and the red onions. And down here I have some sweet potatoes waiting for slips to come up. They've been late this year, and I'm hoping they'll get started soon. Mid-May we put out sweet potatoes. And I've got a couple more over here. This, I just planted some sugar snap peas in. They haven't come up yet, most of them. But that's pretty much it for inside the greenhouse. It's a nice place to come in the wintertime when it's 80 degrees in here and 10 degrees outside. But it's even more interesting when you're able to come in and pick some fresh lettuce and spinach and have them for dinner. Have a lot of seed trays stacked there for starting seedlings as the spring moves on. I had to leave the greenhouse. It got too hot in there. It's 90 degrees in there, even with the exhaust fan running. I shut the exhaust fan off while I was talking because it's noisy, and it got way too hot in there. So I came back outside. But this concludes the spring visit to the gardens, and in probably a few weeks I'll have a new update showing what I've done to get the beds planted and ready for summer. Looking forward to a very productive summer this year. Thanks for watching.